Making a quick video because it's been unprecedented. HN109 has broken down crying. It was put to him. So basically, we've heard a lot about this incident where. Do you want to show me? We've heard a lot about this incident of when Bob Lambert put HN109 up against a wall or a window. He now says it was a pillar in the pub after the whole incident with Stefan Scutt had resulted in Stefan Scutt's appraisal that he was going to be withdrawn. And basically HN109 talks through the incident. It says, he was sat there, they were all sat there. He went in, it was Bob Lambert, John Dines, HN8, and then another officer that doesn't even have a cipher because it's so secret, that he went and bought around. He came back over. As he was carrying the pints over, Lambert pushed him up against a pillar and said, if you don't leave Steph alone, if you leave Steph alone, we'll leave you alone. He then reports this incident to Ray Parker. Ray Parker apparently takes it very seriously. He says, look, if you want them all removed, we can remove them all. Now, he says that at the time he thought it was a manageable situation, but in the back of his mind, he was like, is there something else here? He remembered that Tony Evans, who was the head of S Squad, had a meeting with him in the street about the Stefan Scutt situation, going, what else is behind this? What makes you want to do this? There's not enough in the assessment to suggest that you want to get rid of him. What else is there? And they were using the same words. So it made him think, well, maybe there is something else going on. But he thought, well, the unit is in a bad way. It's in a bad shape. I don't want to destroy the unit. So no, leave them all in. It's all manageable. And he was asked then, did he regret that decision? Did he regret not having those officers thrown out of the unit at the time? He got quite emotional. It was clear with the voice, even with the modulation, he was getting quite emotional, and he said that it was the most regretful phase of his work. He was crying. It was obvious he was crying. He was clearly very upset. He was asked if he wanted to take a break. He said yes. Mitting asked him how long he wanted. He could barely speak. He was like 10 minutes, but he said it, obviously uncontrollably crying. I think this is, This is the first time we've seen any sort of real emotion from HN109. Is it that he realised that there's so much more criminality going on within the unit that he had the opportunity there to break it all open back there, and he didn't take it, and then so many other awful things happened? I don't know. I'm joined by Zoe Young. What did you make of it?
Yeah, it's been quite a moment. It's been. I was very struck after he'd said that it was the most regretful incident. And the question was, what was it that made you feel that way? And there was just this pause, and he just said the word lots, and then this pause, and yeah, it's appearing to me that action by Lambert, it was almost like the Spycops were kind of being in solidarity with each other. They were kind of standing together against their own bosses, and almost threatening to strike.
If you ever want to see solidarity, the best version of solidarity you'll ever see is when a police officer has done something horrifically wrong, and then you see his brothers in blue stand beside him. You see it when cops kill people, you see it when cops rape people. They always stand together, and that's what was happening at this moment.
Yeah, and it's clear, that however 30 odd years later, this guy is still profoundly affected by whatever mapped out at that point, but. So just been chatting with some of the other core participants, and there seems to be an impression that they're like, well, if they're going to start investigating this Scutt, maybe they'll start investigating some of what we've been doing, and will they uncover what was going on with being in a cell in the ALF, involved in incendiary devices in Debenhams? Will they be discovering how many women we're sleeping with? Will they discover how many other, shenanigans with expenses to do with cover accommodation and God knows what else? And this was a point at which the unit could have been cleaned up or something, and it wasn't. And he's, word is that this guy, HN109, is still scared.
Supposedly. Yeah, supposedly one of the reasons for his anonymity is to do with his fear of a comeback on himself and his family, I believe, from Bob Lambert and John Dines, which, says a lot, really.
Yeah.
I think it's... we are about to return. I'll upload this when I can.